All right, are we ready? It is time for our 9th grade curriculum picks. That's right, 9th grade, high school. Here we go. I'm going to talk today about what curriculum we are using for each of the courses she is taking, a little bit about why we are using them, and then how many credits she is going to receive for each of these classes. If you want to know more about any of this curriculum or have any questions, please make sure that you include those down below. I'm planning to make some more in-depth videos for each of the different curricula. So if you can work with me down below, I'll know what order to release those videos in. So let's get started with 9th grade. Now, first of all, my daughter is a college-bound student. She does want to go to college. And so I have been working with her on what classes she needs to take with that in mind. So let's start with science. We're going to be continuing with Berean Builders. She's going to be discovering design with biology. This is the 3rd year in a row that she will be using Berean Builders. She likes this curriculum a lot because of the hands-on. There are a ton of experiments. Speaking of experiments with this biology, there are actually 3 different types of experiments they have in this biology curriculum. The first one is based more on what you have within household goods. So those are what you're using for your experiment. The second type uses a microscope with various slides in it. And so I purchased this off of the Berean Builders website, but you can purchase it from a number of different places. And then the third one is actual dissection, and we are going to be doing that as well. So we are going to be dissecting the frog and the earthworm and the fish, etc. So that should be fun. In all seriousness, I am kind of looking forward to it because I did not have a very good experience with biology when I was in high school. So I am looking forward to working with my daughter on this course. Now, something else that I have with this is the science roots. This is all about terminology. And this is something that we are going to utilize because she does need to know these terms for future science. With this biology course, they do offer pre-recorded classes or live classes. We are not going to be doing the live online classes, but I am seriously considering the pre-recorded classes. And the way they have it set up is they tell you what pages to do before you watch the video for each of the videos. There are 32 videos that you can watch. You can purchase these either individually or as an entire year. And so we're planning on using some of these videos for biology. Next, let's talk about literature. Now, we are actually going to be separating our ELA. My daughter is going to do 1 credit for literature and then 1 credit for grammar and writing within her ELA. So she will have 2 ELA credits. One will be labeled Literature 9 and one will be labeled Grammar/Writing 9. First, for the literature, we will be utilizing BJU's literature program. This is the 3rd year that we will be utilizing BJU's literature program. This does include tests and quizzes. They have a slight vocabulary information that they use as well. There's also some writing. In addition to BJU, this year, when January rolled around, my daughter came to me and said, I want to do a reading challenge with you. And so she put together the 2025 reading challenge. It has rules, and then each month she has said what type of book she and I both need to read. So for example, in June, we had to read a book about a kid with powers. In September, we'll be reading a nonfiction book. In November, it'll be a graphic novel. She came up with different topics for each month of the year. So she and I both pick out individual books, and then we read them throughout the month. The first day of the following month, we have basically a table talk about the book that we read, and we talk about whether we would recommend the other person reading the book or not. And she came up with this on her own, and again, she says that she wants to do it again next year. So we will be continuing with this book challenge. So she will be reading independently a different book every month. And so will I. And it's really based on what her interest is as to which book she chooses. In addition to that, we will be reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and we are going to complete a novel study that I purchased from Teachers Pay Teachers. Those together will be our 1 credit for literature. Then moving on to our English composition portion of ELA. She will be continuing the spelling workout level H. She started this in 8th grade, and we will just be finishing up this book for spelling. She will be utilizing the BJU vocabulary, and I'll put a picture of it up here. And so she will be doing that. Now, this vocabulary only has approximately, I can't remember right now, but it's like 18 lessons. I think it's a half a year. So for the other half of the year, we will be working with the new SAT vocabulary workbook, as well as we also have that vocabulary in the BJU literature that we're doing. My daughter knows how to write in cursive, but I like to continue that writing in cursive. I like to continue that practice. And so we will be using the 45 United States presidents. And this is just some very simple cursive practice, and she will just be doing this once a week in order to continue working on that cursive and not losing it. Not losing it's a big thing. Also, she is now in grade 10 of the Easy Grammar. And so she does this. It's 1 page a day. It doesn't take her very long, maybe 5 minutes per day. And so this will be reinforcing her grammar. And then finally, she decided that she wants to write another novel. She wrote a novel in 8th grade. She decided that she wanted to continue with Kids Write Novels. She loved that class. I do have a review on it, which I will make sure that I include down below. But she wants to do that, so she's moving up into the high school version of the Kids Write Novels. This is a massive workbook, and this really does take quite a bit of time, which is why I decided to separate this English Language Arts credits into 2 credits, because she realistically, with the number of hours she puts into this novel, it is very easy for her to get that 1 credit with just the novel. But we're going to have all of these other pieces, the spelling, vocabulary, cursive, and grammar. She's going to be doing all of that along with writing the novel into the 1 credit for grammar and composition, and then the second ELA credit, as I mentioned, will be literature. Next, let's talk about Bible. So for Bible, I did want to do something just a little bit different this year. So we are going to be kind of combining in 3 different elements, and we will have 1/2 credit for Bible for this year. So first up, I have the Fruits of the Spirit workbooks from MasterBooks. And so there's a workbook for each fruit of the Spirit. And so she'll be working through these. Also, I wanted her to memorize scripture. Now, we do memorize scripture, and we have been for years, but I found these from the Scripture Memory Fellowship. And so this is basically taking bite-sized chunks for memorization for each week. And so when week 1, unit 1, God your creator, you can either memorize Genesis 1:1, Genesis 1:27, or Hebrews 11:3. So then week 2, you'll either memorize Psalms 92, Psalm 93:2, or 1 Timothy 1:17. And so this gives her an option of which of these 3 to memorize. Now, they do recommend that you always memorize whatever is in green. And then you can, if you want to do 2 a week, you could do green and orange. And when I was looking through this, she has already memorized quite a few of the green ones. So we will determine each week which one she's going to memorize. So there may be weeks that she will not memorize the green one because she probably already knows it. So I want to memorize one scripture every week, and that's why I really like this being in these bite-sized pieces, so that we can memorize one scripture, know easily where to find it, and really plant it in her heart. Additionally, last year we finished reading from Chuck Black, the Kingdom series. This year we are going to study some of the books he's written. So this is all about the Knights of Erythrae. So you have each knight has a different book, and each book focuses on a different trait. So for example, this book is for Sir Kendrick, and Sir Kendrick teaches about loyalty, forgiveness, foolishness, and rebellion. There are questions in the back of each of the books, so you can have questions for each chapter. So we're really going to delve into these traits based on each of these books and be able to reference back to the Bible, because he includes it in these books, the scriptures that we need to read. And so we'll reference back to that, and we will really focus on some of these questions. I'm hoping for some amazing discussions. That is my goal, to really have some of these conversations and to have fun while we're doing it in kind of a, let's say, not textbooky way. So I'm hoping that these books do that trick. Also, online, my daughter will be taking the ASL 1 class from Mr. D. This is an online class. It's a self-paced class. In addition to just watching the videos, there is some activity assignments. Then my daughter will have to record herself and submit it to the teacher for teacher feedback. And what really made me choose Mr. D Math versus some of the other ASL programs that I saw is that each month you will have the opportunity for a live class with the teacher. And that is something that I really wanted. With ASL, I wanted her to have that teacher feedback. And so we're going to give Mr. D ASL a chance. And this will be for 1 credit. One of the other reasons that I chose Mr. D is because he actually offers ASL 1, ASL 2, and ASL 3. So if this is something that she likes, she will be able to take 3 years worth of ASL through Mr. D. And as far as colleges go, most of them do require a foreign language, and they want 2 years of a foreign language back to back. So it needs to be the same foreign language as well. So she will have ASL 1 this year, ASL 2 next year, and then she will determine whether she wants ASL 3 or not, but that is an option. If your child wants to take ASL as a foreign language, then I strongly recommend looking into the colleges that your child is interested in, because we have found that most colleges will accept ASL as the foreign language, but not all colleges will. And that is a conversation that she and I have had repeatedly about, do you want to take ASL, knowing that a college may or may not accept it? And she said, yes, absolutely, that's what she wants to do. And so therefore she will be taking ASL as her foreign language. For math, she will be using the geometry from BJU. Now this is a new geometry that BJU has just released. They updated it. So when she was going into 7th grade, BJU had just updated their pre-algebra. Last year they had just updated their algebra 1, and so they have just updated their geometry. And so she will be taking geometry. This will be for 1 credit. This past year we started watching World Watch News every morning. We absolutely love it. And so I'm going to pair World Watch News with Christian Light Education's social studies. So for their social studies, they do have the light units, and social studies 9, the first light unit is civics and world geography. One of the reasons we did choose this is because these are set up very much like achievement tests are. And my daughter has to take an achievement test every year according to state laws. So she will be using World Watch News with Social Studies, and it will be considered current events and Social Studies 9. She will also be doing health, and so she is going to be utilizing the Thrive Health and Physical Education unit from Not Consumed for her health credit. This unit is planned to be completed 3 days a week, so she will have half a credit for this for her health. She also is extremely active in volleyball. She plays in the fall and she plays travel for volleyball, and also she does other volleyball related lessons or strength training, etc. I am keeping meticulous track of how many hours she does physical activity outside of her team volleyball or her club volleyball, because I can't double dip with regards to a credit. So hours that is not related to her team volleyball or her club volleyball that she does for things like strength training or running, physical, any kind of physical exercise, Pilates, all of those things that she does otherwise that's not related to one of those two. Depending on those number of hours, she will also get another half credit for physical education. So she will either have her half credit for health and a half credit for physical education, or she will just get this half credit for health. I wanted to separate the health credit because I wanted to do health in 9th grade and then probably again in 11th grade. She does need one full health credit, and with those 2 half credits, she'll be able to get that. American history is my daughter's favorite subject. She requested that we complete a Mysteries of History / Conspiracy Theory program for her 9th grade history. So what we are doing is the Campfire curriculum's Mystery of History, and this is something that they have put together that has 12 different mysteries that history holds. In addition to the Campfire curriculum Mysteries of History, we are going to be talking about conspiracy theories. So I have the 10 greatest conspiracy theories of all times. We also have a compendium of history's greatest mysteries and more recent covers up. Now this, we will not be doing every single one of these because they have so many in here. And so we are picking and choosing based on the United States. So these are going to be mysteries of history that are primarily focused on the United States. She definitely wants to dig into the moon landing. She wants to dig into Kennedy's assassination and probably 9/11, I'm guessing. And I'm not sure what other ones she wants to dig into, but we are really going to be utilizing this class to dig up what was going on in the world, what was going on in the United States. And then she will be compiling for each of the mysteries / conspiracies that we talk about. She will be deciding what she believes, and she will then be presenting what she believes to us, whether that's in the form of a PowerPoint presentation or a paper. We'll have to really delve into that for each one. Each one will probably be a little bit different as to how she presents it. But I am excited because this is something where she's going to have multiple sources and she's going to have to come up with her own conclusion based on the information that she has, and then really convince us. This is going to be considered U.S. history, mysteries / conspiracies, and it will be 1 credit. She is also going to be making another quilt. My daughter has been making quilts for a long time, and she will be taking a class from a quilt maker who has designed her own quilt. She's going to be taking that class at a quilting convention, and then she will be again making her own quilt based on the class, and that will be 1/2 fine arts credit labeled as quilting 1. I was very happy with those classes. I thought it would be stretching her a little bit, but it would still be something that she could reasonably manage. She then threw me a curveball and said that she wanted to take another logic course because she loved the art of the argument this past year, and she wanted to continue with logic because the Classical Academic Press has a number of different logic curricula, and so she wanted to work with them again. So we have the discovery of deduction. I'm not sure if she will do this course or not. If she does, it will be a half a credit for logic. She says that she can do it, and I mean I'm sure that she can, but I just don't want to overwhelm her. So this logic course may be something that we wait until her 10th grade year to complete, or she may complete it this year. We'll just have to see how it goes, because I know that she has some pretty heavy lifters this year between writing her book, biology, geometry, etc.